How's it going, guys? Matt here from the Toasty Bros, and if you follow us on Twitter, you would have saw that I tweeted out a tweet talking about this upcoming video. I'm going to be going over performance reviews, installation reviews, and actual gameplay reviews of Halo Online, the modded version available for the US. So let's roll that intro. Alright, so as an avid Halo fan, this is something that really excites me. Another PC version of Halo. There has been a PC version of Halo with a multiplayer since Halo 2, and since Halo 1 and Halo 2 multiplayers are pretty much dying off, having this right at your fingertips is really exciting. So let's just jump into the installation and my just take on how the install went. The install was really plain and simple. If you search Halo Online on Google, the first thing that will pop up is the subreddit, which is run by the developers of this modded version of the Halo Online beta that's only available in Russia. So this is kind of a quirky way to get around this. This really isn't an official Microsoft version, so understand that when you're getting into this, that this isn't an official version yet. Hopefully Microsoft comes out with an official version, but until now, this is what's going to have to do. So when you go to the subreddit, you'll get three options of install. I'm using version 0.502, which is the latest version at the time of posting this video, but updated versions will be shown on the subreddit, so don't worry if you're watching this later in the future. But what you need to do is go to the subreddit, either download a torrent link, a Google Drive link, which I really don't recommend. I don't think the Google Drive was working the last time I checked, or a direct download mirror, which I recommend downloading the torrent because it's a lot quicker and there's actually a lot of seeders on it right now because people are downloading this like wildfire right now. So I definitely recommend using the torrent. But honestly, the install is the most simple install you'll ever do. You'll download the torrent, you'll get a zip file, just unzip that file into like another folder on your desktop, or I recommend putting it in your program files folder just for organizational purposes. And make a Halo Online folder, extract that into the Halo Online folder, and bam, you're good to go. All you have to do from there is click on the Dorado Updater exe file. That's what you're going to use to launch the game. Do not use the normal exe file. It doesn't really work anymore, but even if you click on it on accident, it will give you a warning box saying what you need to do, and it will say click on the Dorado Updater launcher. So everything's going to be done from now on through Updater in the actual install, because before, from what I've read, before you had to install new versions separately, uninstall and install new versions separately. With this 0.502 version, it has an updater built in, so that's really cool of them. But what you're going to do is, after that, you click on the launcher and bam, you're good to go. A little display menu will pop up where you can configure some things if you want to. Your field of view, that sort of stuff, which is awesome. You can configure all that game settings, and then once you're ready, hit the play button and you're going into Halo Online. Now, there's some issues I want to let you all know. There's some troubleshooting things that I recommend doing. If you're having issues where the game keeps crashing on launch, one thing that you can do is click on the Dorado Updater, right click on it, hit Properties, go to Compatibility, and run the game in Windows 7 compatibility mode. That's something I ran and it seems to work a lot more stable. But again, it gets back to the fact that this really isn't a stable game. The new version that came out really has had some quirks. I don't know if it's just my PC, but there's sometimes where it will launch and the menu will freeze for a while and then it eventually gets to the main menu. It's kind of a quirky, the way it's run is very quirky, and this is the reason why we want Microsoft to release a full version of this to the public. But once you get to the main menu page, it should work properly. I would wait a little while for everything to sync up, because I've had issues where right when I get to the main menu and I try to join a server, everything crashes. Like everything just doesn't want to work. So I wait on the menu a little bit, and after waiting at the menu a little bit, I hit the Find Server, and there's a list of servers that pop up. I recommend just doing a quick match, because I've had issues clicking on servers directly and it really doesn't work properly and the actual player count isn't updated to what it should be. But I recommend doing quick matches just to play around. But if you want to do stuff with friends, I recommend hosting a server on your own, which gives you direct instructions on what ports to forward and how to host a server. So that's really awesome, and this could be an awesome game for LAN parties as well. So get your friends to get in on this. But as far as the installation process goes and bugs and glitches, I only had one crash while playing the game so far, and I've been playing it for maybe like 5 or so hours because it's a load of fun, which I'll get more into that into the gameplay section. But the install process is easy, besides the bugs and glitches. It may be just me my install, and I may need to install it again. I never really went about doing that. I read some on the subreddit, people saying that a fresh install really makes it a lot easier, so that might be something I want to do in the future. But after the install's done, after you get into the game and you join a server, you just did half the battle. Once you get into the gameplay, it's amazing. There are some things that are really weird about it, that there's some sound issues to where the gunfire is a little bit delayed. That's something that you might not notice if you're playing a lot, but sometimes it gets really bad. But, I mean, that's kind of a trade-off here. It's a modded version. You can't expect perfection. But the actual gameplay experience, it runs a Halo 3 engine. The Halo 3 engine still looks pretty. I really like it. I really didn't need it to be any more than what it is. For a free-to-play, which is what it's speculated to be as free-to-play, running the Halo 3 engine, it looks great. I love the actual fluidity of the gameplay. I love playing Halo on a PC. It just feels right and natural, and I love it to death. Playing around on Capture the Flag or Slayer and all those sorts of game modes is just a blast, and especially with friends, it would be even more fun. Once there's a more stable version, I would highly recommend you go after it. But if you're into tinkering and you want to do stuff with it and you're willing to deal with the crashes and you really just love Halo, go for this install and do it. But if you have problems troubleshooting and you really just don't want to mess with something, I'd wait and see and hold off, and maybe there'll be an official version released. But right now, this is a lot of fun. You can host your own servers, you can play games. The gameplay itself runs very smooth. It doesn't take really high-end hardware. I have my R9 270X maxed out, 60 FPS all the way through. You could probably get away with really low-end hardware and get at least 30 FPS, which is like console grade. But again, the Xbox was the one that ran Halo, and if you're used to that, you could play Halo on 30 FPS, but that's up to you. But having Halo at 60 FPS, 1080p is just beautiful. Something about it just feels so right on PC, and having this mod is really cool. The guns are really awesome. It's classic Halo. You have some of the modified battle rifles and that sort of thing for a new up-to-date look, but on the Halo 3 engine, something about it just forms so beautifully. And I highly recommend you at least check this out, or at least look at other gameplay and see if you really want to do it. But it's really worth getting because it's a really, really good mod. An awesome job by the modded team over there. They did great with this, and I highly appreciate them bringing this to the US, because when I first saw the announcement, I was worried I was never going to be able to play this, but now that I'm playing this on my PC, it's a dream come true. So thanks again for watching this video. If you haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe, check our Twitter out, follow our Twitter. We tweet all these types of teasers. I actually tweeted this video idea out like 3 days ago, so you all on Twitter, you got a sneak peek. We're over at 300 followers right now, so we're growing really fast on Twitter. Really awesome. Also support us on Patreon if you have any spare change you want to support us. There's some benefits for people who support us, so go check that out as well. And if you picked up Halo Online, please comment below if you have any problems in troubleshooting. We'll help each other out in the comment section. I really can't help you out that much, but if you have any real issues, go to the subreddit. They will help you out a ton. But thanks again for watching this video, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.